Everybody's got a problem that they don't know how to solve. Like life don't make no sense at all. And everybody feels something that nobody feels. Hurting takes some time to heal. Everybody's got someone that they wish they could call. When tears turn into waterfalls, and everything keeps moving but you're standing still. Hurting takes some time to heal.
Trouble, it will find you. It's behind you. It always is. Unfold from my mind. I don't want you near. If you killed me with kindness, I'd know I'm here. You fall into someone new. Feathered heart forgets everything that's true. Feels like I've ran into that's I'm holding on to somebody like you. You're here in every melody that I sing. I'm returning the table. I refuse to let you in.
우와. 반가워요. 너 안 먹으면 일단 방울이 빚어야 돼요. 그렇지. 그래도 엎어서 못 먹는.
say, think she's hiding inside the breaking. In the end, I'm feeling the weight of love and the emptiness when you lose it. But I won't trade my life to feel safe, so I choose love. I choose love. This heart is still beating. Just got to breathe in, breathe out. My hope is still healing. Just got to breathe in, breathe out.
I call to the mountain, sitting across the bay. Morning comes always steady than yesterday. I take the stone inside, the sign the writer's song. Things we've done and the things still to come. Flowers in the planting, coloring in the view. Red sunburns and Sunday afternoon. Talking for hours about places we have gone, things we've done, and things still to come. Come on, baby, take a leap of faith. We got a love that's worth the wait. Darling, you've been on my mind. Gonna love you till the end of time. And I know you're the one. Our story's just begun. I'm never gonna let you go. With your love I'd never be alone. There's only one thing I know for sure. I'm never gonna let you go. felt so far away than it does today, my dear. The world is spinning at a faster pace than I'm willing to face without you here. When every road is closed and every flag has all but left, there ain't no buses that can bring me to where I saw you last. And all the bridges and all the towns have all but crumbled to the ground. I start digging tunnels to you.
Keep the light on, I'm coming home. I no longer want to roam. Set the table, 'cause I know that I'm running out of road. I wandered for miles all around. Dawn had left me sunset bound. The only time I was ever found was when I got lost in you. Thought I'd never change my way. Been a nomad.
I wonder if you'd stay, if you knew the things I've kept away. I wonder what you'd do. Would you charge me with your hate? You never really knew just how terribly I needed you.
Call to the mountain, sitting across the bay. Morning comes always steadier than yesterday. I'll take the stillness as a sign to write a song about things we've done and the things still to come. Flowers in the planted, coloring in the view. Red sun burns late Sunday afternoon. Talking for hours about the places we have gone, things we've done, and the things still to come. It's high time, high time, high time, high time. Old trees with orange leaves, they take me to a place. And be by your side, I would run all night and day. Tall pines and fall lines, and glad that we are home. Time with you, I never outgrow. 'Cause it's high time, high time, high time, high
I know you need distance. I know you need time. I know that you're searching far and wide, looking for a purpose, looking for a change. Remember, if you're hurting along the way, that I am still right here. I'll always be right here. The light is on, so when you're ready, come home. Come home. Come back home to me.
Soulmates, best friends. I thought my life was set, but I didn't know you yet. Heartbreak, passion. I thought that I knew best, but I didn't know you yet. I didn't know it then, but I wanted to. I didn't know what was before.
Sunlight dancing on the balcony as I wait for you to come home. I fumble the words in my silence when you're in my arms. Glad you're home. We escape, never leave. You walked into my life and I am glad you came, glad you came. When you're not around, I've been broken, glad you came. glad you came. I was lost till I fell in your eyes. Had me wondering why I feel like home. I hold you close so you're by my side till the end of time. Before we go, will you stay with me? Never leave. You walked into my life and I am glad you came. Glad you came. You're not around, glad you came. 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 I'm glad you Hey, I don't know if you're listening to the things I say. I've been thinking about how I let you down. Remember when I told you I thought that everything was gonna be okay? I wish I could go back, 'cause I changed every single word and every mistake. Still can't let you go. I can't let you go. Even though I know you're never coming back home. Hey, I hate the fact I don't hear a thing when I call your name. All the memories that the silence brings. Remember when we used to pick flowers for decorating back at your place? But now the only flowers are flowers that I've been laying down on your grave. Still can't let you go. I can't let you go. I know you're never coming back. under the covers. Your place, my place, it doesn't matter. No one has to know. We'll keep it on the low. Round and round we go. Falling for you.